Okay, hi everybody. Um, I feel like the last time I was with you guys on this team Zoom, I feel like so much has happened. Like so much has happened. I feel like I've lived like a month from the last time we talked. Um, we had Brandon last week. Was he not amazing? Did you guys not love him and like his analogy of what he taught about the boat and the oars? I hope that resonated with all of you. I just shared that again on Pam Gordon's call. But also Bob Heilig, I hope you all were able to especially watch part two because I feel like part two was like the most important one because of the coaching that he did and just um, some of the things that hold us back that he was able to address. I feel was like so powerful. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, let me know because I just feel he talks again. Who didn't watch it? Is there anybody that didn't? He talks about like the wrong order that we tend to do the business, and it's of no one's fault, but it's just sometimes how the industry can lend itself and how the wrong order can be we that fear is the source that we're building from, and that fear sometimes isn't on purpose, but it comes from because we're going after ranks or we're going after an incentive trip or we're going after a rank that we lost, most importantly. And so fear takes the driver's seat instead of love. And when love can be the driver instead of fear, it just changes the course of everything. And then he talks about how, with the wrong order, if we're coming from fear, then we're results driven. We're driven by results, and that's our direction. But when we come from love, our calling is the direction. And I think that's why I worked so hard to like bring those people forward in the last 2 weeks. It's because of the moment I had on the FAB Zoom when Brandon talked about, I mean, God was in that entire thing. Like I sent a message to Skylar, like I feel like the field feels heavy. Then Brandon Cunningham starts talking about micro franchising, and I get off the Zoom and I'm like, hallelujah, amen, let's go. I just got infused with a lot of vitamin D, like, let's go. And then, Bob Heilig coming on, and then Brandon talking about micro franchising. And I don't know if you guys feel it, but I just feel like in these last 2 weeks, there's this shifting of the boat where now we're remembering, like, if we think of this, okay? When we are leading with product first, and it's always going to be, I mean, depending on your situation, right? Of course, if someone comes to you with a health issue, we're not going to say, well, would you like to build a business around that? We're going to talk about the products. It's just how it is. Of course we are. But in to be aligned in the same way, when I came into LifeVantage, the alignment was here are the 6 components that make a successful business: timing, trends, company, system, compensation, and products. Those 6 are what we talked about. And the products were talked about in that product category. And everybody had the same messaging, right? It was a business built around a breakthrough product. And if we can get back to that flow, our business and the industry of network marketing being such a phenomenal system for people to come on board with today, and then talking about the phenomenal products we get to build that around, that is a system that we can all grab a hold of and have that same messaging. And I think that's so beautiful. And when we were at a local meeting a couple weeks ago as well, Michelle had said something like, when you get away from your foundation, that can be a slippery slope. And I realized that when I have been doing Zooms or home meetings, I wasn't sharing the ABC report. I was only talking about it. And the ABC report is our foundation. Like if that aired today on television in a modern way, like people would go clamoring. They would go clamoring for that information if that aired today, you guys. Imagine, I mean, they would go running for that. And we have that, right? We had that back in 2009. That's what started our company. So to show that that is something that is in the PowerPoint again, sharing that ABC report because it's as relevant as it's always been. So I wanted to remind you, and I wanted to walk through this with you because I just want you to kind of have a grasp of what the PowerPoint is. Let me get away from that slide. So in boards, if you go to boards, and again, as a reminder, the one person big difference board, there's nothing missing in Team Act that is in the one person big difference board. Okay. You're not missing anything. Because again, I don't want you to have to pay for it if you don't want to. I want you to be able to have a team board and your own personal board. Because again, your own personal board is where you can put your own information, like the link to your site, your favorite things that people ask you about, right? Your favorite invite, if you want to do that. But Team Act has everything that one person big difference does. But you'll see in here, there is a folder for the current presentation. Well, Tanya Sheldon. Oh, here it is. PowerPoint, current PowerPoint, right here. Open that folder, and that link is going to take you to this. It's a Canva link. It's the easiest. Everybody can open it and it's ready for you. And all you have to do in the upper right-hand corner is click present and it's ready to go. Okay, it's all here for you. It's not a ton of slides, but I just wanted to walk through this with you, like the flow and why it is the way that it is. So it starts with, of course, we're the activation company. And this is just you kind of introducing to people and getting to share your story a little bit. And then we talk about our company and why we're so proud of LifeVantage, and everything is on there on the slide, like what makes it a viable company, why and why now, right? Everything's right here. Then we go into what makes us different. We are an activation company, and you're talking about activation versus supplementation and why activation is different. Supplementation adds, activation unlocks. And at LifeVantage, we take it to make it. Then we go into the ABC report. This is just, I think, about 4 minutes long. And then we go into, right, the validity and our flagship product. Protandim Nerf 2 from that ABC report after 30 days, couldn't distinguish the blood between an 8-year-old and a 20-year-old. What is linked to oxidative stress, what oxidative stress is, a picture of PubMed, one of the studies that came from that, right, on Nerf 2, most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Oh my goodness. And so with Protandim, we take it to make it. Then it goes into, we're basically just talking about the hero products on this presentation, not covering everything. And then going into Tri-Synergizer. And you wouldn't have to do this, but I think many of us have a story with Tri-Synergizer. For me, it's a menopause story. So I like to talk about this. And then, of course, the synergy of the three that go together. And it's always nice going through this too. As we go through the slides, you can see that when we bring in a product, we always talk about, with Protandim being our flagship, it's us layering products together. So here we've got the 3 Protandims. When we layer them together, synergy happens. We bring in collagen. We've got the collagen density and how collagen works in the body. We layer it with Protandim. You take it and you make it. And here it just, you could just literally read the notes on this screen, right? And then we go into the Healthy Glow study. And when I get to this screen, I always read this study and talk about how it boosts the immune system and helps with the stress on the cells. And then you've got before and afters. And then we go into Axio. I believe that's another hero product. And then a great before and after of Axio. Pictures are worth 1,000 words of how quickly it works in the brain. And then we go into P84, how 1 + 1 does not equal 2. In this case, it's 6, and all the improvements that happen with P84. Again, we layer it with Protandim. And I know this is fast. I just kind of want to go through this with you, like the purpose of the order of it and what it is now, so that if you choose, right, if you want to do this, or I'm telling you, like me lately talking more and more about the cash flow quadrant, I'm doing that on purpose so that I get better at talking about the business. Find those areas in those ways that you can go through this yourself, right? And so that things are just more, your tool belt's a little more equipped, but you also know you have third party. And then the last two slides, we tell them this is what we activate today, right? These are the things that we have for activation. And this is the rest of our pipeline of products. Products that are going to be here today and are going to continue to be here because people want those things. They want to be proactive with their health. And then we just get into the business side of it. You can build an activation business, and it's just a few more slides. Talk about the cash flow quadrant. You guys, a reminder, 95% of the people live on this side of the quadrant and they make up 5% of the wealth, right? Or no, they make, yes, 95% of the people live on this side, make 5% of the wealth. 5% live on this side and make up 95% of the wealth. Isn't that crazy? Employee or self-employed, you can see they're trading time for dollars. It says it right there, the clock with the dollar. But if you can be a business owner and leverage a system, which is what network marketing does, you are leverage the power of a network and building teams. And that is what is helping you make leveraged income that then will allow you to be an investor and have your money go to work for you. That's the power of the cash flow quadrant. And we talked about that all the time when I got into this business, all the time. And then we just kind of suddenly stopped doing it. And this S curve was always a part of the conversation in the beginning, always, always, always. And this S curve is something that is talked about. I mean, it's been around for a long, long time. It's the 6 key components of a successful business: company, products, timing, trends, compensation, and system. And we would go through all 6 of those. And for us, this is the S curve of business. And most companies do not make it past the 5-year mark. Most companies fail before that. We are well past that point. And now we are at a point where when network marketing needs to be told again, we have the cleanest balance sheet in the industry. We have cash on hand. We just acquired a company. I don't think you can't get any better than the pipeline of products that we have. And now all we need are more people to steer the boat, more people in the boat. That's what we need to get us to the top so that more people can learn about what we have and get healthy. This is a really, really big slide. And then this is a one Sean Poe created that, again, is a big mental image for people, talking about how if you want to have, how most people today have a tough time retiring because they're not going to be able to make in their retirement what they made when they were working. And in our business, if people get to just SC1, well, that's where we can get you to pay for your products, right? That is, if somebody wanted to bring in $316 a month in retirement, they would have to invest over $75,000 and hope they get 5% interest back. That's crazy and sad and scary. And then you have managing consultant one, $1,740. Someone would have to invest $417,600, hopefully at 5%, to make that on a monthly basis in retirement. This is a powerful slide. This is what network marketing can do for people. And again, I just feel like people don't know that. They don't know that. When people think network marketing, they think I have to sell a product to my friend, or I have to be an influencer, or I have to talk about a product on social media. They're seeing it the wrong way, and we can really re-educate them by changing the narrative as to what it is. This way, this model, this is how Tyler Daniels and Marcel Niederhauser, how all of them came in and built such strong businesses with all these presidentials under them, because it was business forward and they talked about the industry and what it can do for you. And then we've got the packs. The business pack, healthy glow pack, the the stacks, and a thank you. And that's it. Now, on Thursday night, Dawn and I will be doing we'll be doing a presentation like that, but it will be business forward. So we're going to start with the business. We're going to talk about the business. We're going to talk about the difference between franchising and what LifeVantage looks like versus franchising. We'll show the ABC report. We'll talk about our flagship product, the products we activate, and it will be more business forward for people that are looking for a business opportunity and to make an extra stream of income. That will be Thursday night at 7:30. So really, really excited for that. And then next week, I'm really excited about this. Next week, the first week of March, I have Dr. Sarah Pace. She is fire. She's so bubbly. She's a chiropractor in New York. Yes, she lives in New York. She is a chiropractor that I got to meet when I was out there on tour. She's going to be our special guest next Monday night. She's got a really great story and she loves, loves, loves this industry and our products. And then next Friday, the 6th, we're going to do a lunch and learn. We're going to do a noon presentation, noon Central, 1 Eastern, and she and I will be doing a presentation together. That'll probably be more, well, it's going to have product and business because I want her to talk about what she's seen with her patients. So just pencil that in on your calendar as well. So Dawn and I this Thursday, very business forward. And then next Friday, Dr. Sarah and I for a lunch and learn to talk about the products and the business. So very excited about that. I also wanted to show you in boards Mondays. Every Monday, of course, there's the Monday motivation call. Well, it's stories for 30 minutes. They have stories in there. And if you go in the stories of activation folder and you open that up, one of the links in there is for the motivational Mondays. And when you click on that, Sean and Michelle's virtual assistant has been taking those Monday calls and breaking them up. So there's 2 stories on each call. And so she is taking those stories and extracting them from the call essentially, and then putting them into this call log on YouTube. So it gives you like the front of it will tell you kind of a little bio of their story. These alone can be a very, very powerful third-party call for you. If there's someone that you're speaking to, you'll probably have to, if you click on it, it won't bring the story up right away. You won't be able to see like what it says. So you might just want to like take a picture of it. Oh, there, if you pause it. Here, it'll tell you what it's about. So you could look through those and kind of give yourself an idea of what stories have been shared. And then if you love one, right? Let's say you love one that resonates with you. Maybe you're talking a lot about the Healthy Glow Stack. You could find one like this one, the Healthy Glow Stack results. And what you could do is take this and then copy and paste that link and go to boards and go to your personal board and make a link of it there. And then you could just put Healthy Glow Story. So I put link, I paste it, next. And then you just title it Healthy Glow Story, and it'll probably come up because that's the title that it was. And then you've got that in your personal board ready to go when you want to share that with somebody. So I would just type in Healthy Glow Story. And then that's ready to go in your own personal board for you to share with other people. So I think that's worth going through for sure. Okay. Let me get out of this. The other thing I wanted to tell you, and then I just want us to share some wins before we're done that you guys maybe had during the week. So think about wins that you had, but with Live Life Activated. So my intent when I created that. It was all good. But as we grow and as we plan to and review, um, it's just another thing. And I don't want to have just another thing anymore. I think the challenges we did were fun. I think it really was a great group, but I think it's just better for you. It's better for the people you bring in. It's better for your mindset when you're like, which one do I put them in? I want you to just think of one. So we are going to leverage Vitality Living. And this week, I will put a story in there, a post about the fact that we will be closing down the group. I don't want it to be an option for anybody. And that anyone that would like to follow us over to our community where there's about 20,000 people filled with stories and science, raise your hand and let us know. It's very, very, very important that if you have people in there, I really want you to go through that list. Who did you add and who can you have a personal conversation with to let them know about the group shutting down? And because on average, there's 1,300 people in there. I think the posts are being seen by 150, maybe 130 to 200 people a day. So most are not even seeing it, right? I think it was, of course, very active and very heavy during Mind Body, but it's just not as much anymore. I will do @tag everyone, but it still doesn't mean people will see it. So I will tag everyone, but please put it on your radar as well. I think it's a great opportunity to open the door for you to have conversations with the people that you put in there and see where they're at and see if they want to be a part of Vitality Living. But I'm going to close that down by the end of the week. I think it's just best that way. Okay. Executive decision, but I know some of you voted that way too. All right. Love it. Hands in, team. Okay. What are some wins for the week? I want to hear from you guys. I think it's so important. I was on Brandon's call last week, and one of the things he said that I loved, he said, tracking your wins on a daily basis for yourself, whether it's personally or just things that stood out to you in the day that were a good thing. He's like, that's a really important thing to do so that you're always in that mindset of the positivity and the good things happening in your life, even if it's something very small. But I know for sure, Dean, you have one. You can start.
Okay. So we had a meeting at a coffee house, which Tanya, by the way, loves coffee houses. So if you tell her you can have a meeting at a coffee house, she'll be there. Um, but invited a lot of people, followed up with people, did all the right steps. And we had a teammate that has not gotten any new customers or anything yet. She invited two gals, and I had zero show up. And so it was kind of disappointed and disheartening, but I went to the back of the room just so in case somebody came in that I would see him and greet him and get him to the door. But then I just sat there and watched the magic unfold in front of me. These two women have family members that have so many issues, and people that they're at a point in their lives where they're just kind of like they're told, well, it is what it is, and they can't do much for you. And I sat back there and watched Tanya, watched the interaction. That wouldn't have happened if we'd have had a big crowd. And to me, it just turned into it was a God thing. Um, those two left with so much hope. It was just amazing to see. And I'm just convinced it was meant to be. And so, you can get kind of a pouty face going on if you're not getting a big crowd, but then all of a sudden something like that happens and you realize that you just gotta keep putting it in God's hands and things will progress and our teammate wants to have another meeting right away. So it was really neat the way it turned out.
And yeah, I love too. I got to tell you guys, like before the PowerPoint had like, here's the ways you get paid. That just doesn't speak to people. They don't know what that means. And, at the end, like I talked about the cash flow quadrant and going through that. And I could just see them. Like one of them at the end, she said to Dean, she's like, she was talking about people she knew that would love to do this business. Like it just made sense. And then Dean goes, you know what the key is? You getting in first. She was like, oh. So that was fun too. I just felt like, again, it just helps people see it in a different way. I thought that was awesome. Yeah. Who else? I know there's more wins out there. Jenny, you got a new customer. Congratulations. Healthy Glow Stack, I believe. So I'm so happy for you. I bet that felt really, really good. Jen Dykstra got to sit with John Maxwell. He hugged her. That was so fun. So fun. Oh, it was the cutest thing. You guys didn't see that picture, but Kirsten or Kristen, what am I doing? Kristen, you unmuted.
Sure. I had something that was big in my world. I was able to get two of my previous customers back on subscription.
Yes.
I've been trying to be very intentional of reaching out to every single one, having a conversation. It's a new year. Hey, has anything changed with your goals? Blah, 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 whatever, just to kind of just reconnect. And so it's that helped on at least with two people. So I thought that was good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a new year. Has anything changed with your health goals? I love that. I got on a soapbox today with Brinley because I had a gal that was, her intention was to sign up as a consultant, but for some reason, I didn't know she ordered nothing, didn't show up. And turns out she ordered and she ordered the product, right? She got into her old customer account that hasn't been active for 2 years, but it didn't show up at first. Well, today it showed up as an order and she's still a customer. And I told Brinley, I'm like, Brinley, when we win back an old customer, that is a big deal. And I'm like, it just stinks that like we have to find a way to recognize that, celebrate that. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think there should be something for that. So congratulations, Kristen, because I know that's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I was happy about it.
yeah, well done. Well done. Put it in Team Act. Pump yourself up. Pat on the back. A welcome back gift. Yeah, exactly. Anybody else?
Um, I had an old customer. She was one of my early customers. Actually, she did a subscription at at my opening, and she hasn't ordered for probably, I don't know, she hasn't ordered for a couple of years. She actually sent me an email today that said, "Do you have new products?" And I said, yes. I said, have you been seeing any of them on, posts, or are there certain things you're interested about? I said, or are there things that you're looking for specifically? No, just in general, I'm wondering what you got that's new. Um, and so I picked up the phone and I called her. And I said, well, rather than trying to bombard you with, yeah, we got this and we got that, I said, tell me what you're interested in, because I could like send you all kinds of stuff, but let's talk specifically about what you might want to know about. And that just we didn't then end up talking about products. We just start talking about, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing that. It wasn't at all about LifeVantage products, but it was just kind of a reconnection. And so we agreed to talk more about what we had. And so it ended up just being a reconnection, but we're going to talk more about products and what she might want. And it ended up that she has been sick. And so she's looking for some things. And I said, if I were you, I would just start with Protandim. I mean, go back on the Protandim. That's probably where everybody needs to start. I said, if it were me, I'd never go off that. That's probably your best bet. She said, well, let me think about that. And I kind of felt like that was a put off, but we'll see. And so I said, I'd start there. That's where I'd go. And then we can talk about whatever else you might need after that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I love it. Very love led, Jean. Well done. So awesome. Oh, very cool. Yeah, you can never go wrong with Protandim, can we, guys?
Nope, you can't.
Never, ever.
Nope.
Anybody else? Okay, no worries.
I just
All
have
right.
one little thing for me.
Yes,
It's my 10 years this month.
it is.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
Yes. Oh, what's 10?
I
Is that
love
silver?
that.
Is it? That's amazing, Kristen.
Yeah, 10 years.
Wow.
So,
That's special. That's so special.
yeah. And
Oh,
when we know what these, especially like the NRF too, and then of course all of our activators, it's just something that I'm never going to stop. So hitting that 10-year mark is such a milestone,
yeah.
but I know it's going to be 20
Mhm.
and 30 or whatever, so yeah, I was pretty excited about that. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I
Um,
know we're all kind of getting up there and because we've all been in this for a long time,
yeah,
which
it's
is
special.
exciting. Mhm.
Hmm.
And it's not very normal, I don't think. Yeah, the stick to itiveness.
Stick
That's
to
right.
it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Dawn Burrish, she is getting coaching from Sarah Robbins. And Sarah Robbins is in Melaleuca. And she was in Modere. And so she pivoted to Melaleuca. And she's like, they have a catalog of products. And I'm not interested in this, or this. So she goes, I found two products that I could get behind and I could talk about and talk about it well. Two products. And that's what she does. And then she calls she's branding herself and it's called the Ageless Movement. The Ageless Movement. And why am I telling you this? Now I totally forgot. Oh, so in the coaching with Dawn, she was telling them today, she said, your ideal teammates, where are they hanging out? She's like, go hang out where your ideal teammates are and find those people. Because I was saying today too, I'm doing like this boot camp. I committed to like 4 weeks. And in the midst of it, there's one person that's really stuck out to me that I keep waiting to see again in the morning because when I see her, she lights up the room and I can tell when she's around, like people want to be around her. And I'm like, that's the kind of person I want to be around and I want to work with. And so I'm like, if for nothing else in these 4 weeks, I am there to meet that person because I want to know who she is, what she does, all the things. And then I'm going to ask her, I'm going to tell her, like, you're the reason I'm here. Like, I want to talk to you. Could we have coffee outside this? 100% I'm gonna. But Dawn's whole thing was just like, where are the people that you would like to work with hanging out, whether it's on social media where they're hanging out or in your community, where are they hanging out? And make a point to go there and be in those places to meet those people. Find those people that can help you move your boat along, right? Steer that ship. So, anyway, with all that said, this is the last week of the month. I don't know how we got here so fast, but we did. 2 days and 2 more days, and we've got the last auto ship of the month. Make sure, like, continue that movement, of reaching out to whose order didn't go out this month, or look at the credit card decline in that back office. You've got great end of the month reports to take advantage of to really help you move the needle on your business once that last subscription goes out. Really take the time to devote to that. Give yourself a power hour and look at those reports because, gosh, people need these products. We need to remind them of why they need this. Okay. So, anyway, anybody have anything else or anything before we close out in prayer?
I had a question about the Cairo meetings in terms
Yeah.
of, because you said there'd be a couple of them. Which one would be the best to invite a person to? Should it be the Monday night meeting or the one, I think you said it was on a Monday noon meeting?
Friday, March 6th.
Okay, so which of those two meetings would be the best one to try to invite an active chiropractor to?
I would invite them to the lunch and learn with Dr.
Okay,
Sarah.
okay.
Yeah.
Assuming that it would work in their schedule. Okay,
Yep. Yeah, she's amazing.
all
You
right.
get to meet her. I'm going to have her on Monday night, our team act Zoom. So you'll get to meet her and hear her story. And
Okay,
then that Friday, we'll be doing a presentation together.
okay.
Yep. But
Did you
then,
put those?
Oh, go ahead.
Did you put the ones that are coming up, did you put them on Team Act yet? Or
The one for Dawn and I that we're doing
I saw
Thursday,
that one.
it's in the list, but we just made the shareable today, so I'll post that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it posted. Anything else? Okie dokie. And yeah, we did ask Carrie Williams too to see if maybe she would come on Thursday night and share her story. Because I don't think anybody could speak to the power of leveraged income more than, her and her story and what she's gone through. So if she can say yes, we'll add that to the shareable. So, all right, everybody, let's close out in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for just guiding our ship. And thank you for guiding us all here, for keeping us here. The ship feels very steady again. And I don't know, it's just a very exciting time, Lord, to know that the fog is lifting. We're getting clear with our message and know what we need to do to really move forward, to move that ship forward. So, that being said, Lord, just help us. Please make it clear. Help us to know who to look for, who needs us, and what to say, and to just be at peace enough and clear enough in our own heads to be able to hear your voice when you're leading us in the direction of who to talk to so that we don't miss it. Help us to know what doors you want us to open or doors you want us to walk through. And again, just guide us with the courage to lead our business from love and from the calling that you have given us through this incredible opportunity, but also just from who we've become by doing this business. It's the who we have become and the hearts that we have. That's where our calling lies, in the gifts that you've given us. So help us to lean into that, using LifeVantage as a vehicle to just walk proudly in that. And we again pray for all of our team members that are healing from surgeries, healing from doctor's appointments. We just pray, Lord, for their complete healing, and that you continue to watch over them, and just help us to have a great month end and keep everybody healthy. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great end of the week, end of the month, rest of the week. And I'll see you Thursday night and maybe some of you tomorrow night in Sioux Falls. Okay. Love you. Bye.